Greetings, people of YouTube, and welcome to Battle Brothers. This is an early access game on Steam, and it is being made by and published also by a studio called Overhype. I think maybe Overhype Studios, and I believe they are from Germany, though do not quote me on that. This is sort of an impression, or maybe I heard it somewhere. Anyway, Battle Brothers is a tactical combat RPG-ish game, and it has good stuff from a lot of different games of the same genre. So it has a bit of Might and Magic, Heroes Might and Magic kind of thing. It has a bit of XCOM, maybe a bit of FTL, a bit of Banner Saga, and all of this stuff. Mostly good stuff taken from those games and put it into a single title. So what we're going to do here is quickly I'm going to start a new campaign. We're not going to call ourselves Battle Brothers because it's a bit of a silly name, so let's call ourselves Cunning Stunts. And we're going to go on a normal difficulty. So I'm going to go show you a few different things. One of them is going to be like what happens when you start the game. One of them is going to be just the combat or several combats to show different kind of enemies. And then I'm going to also show you some of the problems with the sort of outside overall map, the strategic map, let's call it that. Let's choose a banner. That's ugly. Horse. Don't want the horse. Let's see. No sword thing. Let's be the skull. Okay, so it's gonna load in. Tips are you're only able to, I think, read the first tip, because after that it just loads too fast. You can't really see it. So I would assume they're very useful, but I can't really do much about it. So we are the Cunning Stunts, and this is sort of describes you that this is what you gotta do. Early access, don't forget, blah blah blah. And let's pause the game quickly. So this is your map. You can scroll around. I think I chose to scroll around by grabbing. You can also scroll around, choose to do it by going to, like, you know, to the side of the screen, side screens things, scroll, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. I think it's a bit early, so let's make the sun come out, and we'll be able to see the map a bit better. So the time runs on its own. It's a real time on the strategy map, and it's turn-based in the tactical map. So the sun should be okay now. Alright, so this is the map itself, the names of the towns, their sizes, their locations, how much, I guess, forest there is. Well, there's usually always swamps down here, forest in the middle, and mountains sort of up top, generally. But the way they're connected and how far they are from each other, and etc., all of that is randomly generated, and so is the battlefield. Each battlefield is going to be different. Even if you do the tutorial scenarios outside the campaign, they're also generated each time, which is pretty cool. So we are going to start the game. What you do is we're going to have to come here in a second, but I'm going to unpause and go into the town. And every town and every castle currently looks pretty much the same. There's three things you can do. You can get missions or quests, or contracts, I guess is the correct way of saying this in the game. In this game, you can go to the market, you can hire dudes. I think the first one we need to take, and I'm going to talk about the resources in a second, is that guy, I think. Because, yeah, this is just a caravan escort, etc. So let's take this dude. This is like a tutorial mission. He talks a lot. The writing in the game is okay. It's not amazing. It's not terrible, really. It's just sort of like, oh, okay, yeah, right. And you'll be skipping a lot of it because currently in the game there is no overall sort of overarching story thing. It's just that you kind of walk around and you fight things, and it gets harder and harder. I've only played maybe about 8 hours, 7 hours, something like that. So I believe there's no indication there is an end game currently, but the final game is promised to have an end game. So we're gonna quickly take this mission, which is gonna be like the easiest mission you can do. You agree to earn the crowns and the resources. Let's mention those. Why not? So we have gold, which is the money we use, or the resource you use to buy or hire new guys. And when you hire someone, there's an upfront cost, and then how much you pay them every day. The better they are, the more they're gonna ask. Like this guy, he comes with, as you can see that he comes with stuff, has a little story. All of them have a background, It doesn't say here what it gives you, but all of the backgrounds have different effects on the stats that the characters come with. And yeah, so depending on how good they're, like this guy is a bum. He's a brawler, so like just a nobody dude. This guy is a beggar, so he only is extremely cheap to get this guy, and then you can level him up. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can, but it's kind of a compromise between getting a guy who is already good and you can sort of immediately have a pretty good use for him, or getting someone who isn't really. So, for example, if we were to buy this one, because why not? Let's get Sir Grim, who is a adventurous noble. Who's this guy? He's a fisherman. You know, ideally we would probably need an archer, but since there isn't any really... Who is this guy? A shepherd. Stunner the pig. I mean, on the merit of that name, I'm gonna get this guy. So get one of the worst ones and one of the best ones. We spent a lot of the money, and we only have 510 now. This is your provisions, so your men need to eat as they walk around and do stuff. This is your tools and supplies, so they use this to repair the damaged items, and there's a damage system. And this is your ammunition. Everything that is throwable goes into here, and one of them, I believe, so one fills up one, say, whatever, is it a bag of quivers or whatever, or quiver of arrows, you know, one thing. So it's not actually just 4 arrows, it's 4 times fill up. And then this is the medical supplies. I believe one heals about 10 health, 10 HP. Alright, so we bought the person, hired the person rather. There's, you know, no slavery here, I guess, or whatever. Not yet anyway, this game is in early access. So let's go take a look at them quickly. So this is the 3 first ones are our founding brothers, and they all have that founding member stat, which gives them a higher stat stuff, increases their stats essentially, their melee, their range, and their resolve. And then everyone has the background. So for example, this guy's a militia, so he gets +5 melee and +5 resolve. Let's see, some they're not always good stuff. There's sometimes bad ones. This has more experience gain, but he's gluttonous, so he eats more, for example. But he also has a +1 vision because his eagle eye or whatever. The dude we just hired, for example, Steiner the pig, -5 melee because he's a shepherd. He doesn't really fight. He's fat, which means that he has more health. It's more to chop off of him, I guess, is the idea. But he has -15 max fatigue, and we'll get to the fatigue in a second. And he is short-sighted, so he's not a, you know, like I said, he's not a very talented warrior. That is a pretty decent shield to start out with. It's a short sword, or arming sword. I don't even know what that is. All right, that sounds good. Basic mail shirt. This guy's on the money. He's gonna carry us. All right, so he is noble, so his range defense is bad for some reason. I haven't read all the stories, but if you wanted to, you could do that. And he's greedy, so he gets more money, and he will leave you probably if you run out of money. Because when you run out of money, like, people start slowly abandoning you. He is tiny, which means he's harder to hit, but he does less damage because he's a short dude. Okay, so that's the guys. They all have their perks, and I'm gonna get to the perks later in the video when I'm gonna show you some of the perks I've selected. We won't get the chance to do that here, but I'm gonna load one of my previous games and show you what's going on there. So this is their defense or armor stats. So because he's wearing this thing, so if I were to take that off, he would have to 0. Put that back on, he has 105. And that's like a HP, additional HP that you have to go through, the enemies have to cut through to get to it. Then this is the normal HP, then action points, and I believe currently, I don't think there is a difference anywhere. There is only 9 HP. And everyone has 9 HP. That could be influenced somehow later, maybe in the development, which, by the way, is supposed to take another year, but not currently. Fatigue is you do different stuff, and the more complicated, more exerting things you do, more fatigue you acquire, and every turn you lose -15 fatigue. You kind of rest up a little bit when the turn is over. But you have to watch out for this. Like, this can get you killed, so it's a pretty interesting system to be there in place. Though morale is morale, you can't understand what it is. They can flee the battle like in many other games. Resolve is how easily they are sort of panicked. I think that's how this works. And then initiative is their order in battle. The higher the initiative, like this guy has a higher initiative, so he's gonna go first, and then this guy is only gonna be later. And you can upgrade that when the guy gains enough experience, in this case 200 experience, and goes to the next level. So we don't have, what we don't have now is a ranged unit, but I'm probably going to show you a ranged unit later, so I'm not going to bother with the ranged, unless this guy has actually good range stat. No, he doesn't. Well, how about you, dude? Oh, he doesn't have anything to... You know what? We don't actually have anything to give these guys. We need to... I may have spent too much money on getting Sir Grim. And as I mentioned, you can change the name, so you can... Harmut doesn't have to be Harmut. He can be, you know, whatever. He could be John, Johnson, the Rock... Rock Bro, you know, so you can, that's why it's kind of like XCOM, so you can name them up like your parents, your friends, your loved ones, your hated ones, whatever, and then use them as such. So we need to arm these guys. Two dudes with... What are you carrying? Is that a knife? Are you kidding me? At least get a... You know what? No, we don't... This is also bad. Like, you don't need that. Let's give you a hat. And quickly go to the market so we can acquire some stuff. Ooh, that sounds very good, but we don't have the money for that. So we would probably need either a short sword or I think it's pronounced Falchion. I hope. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Never really talked about, like, you know, sort of melee weapons with anyone in my life. We could give someone a bow just for fun. Let's do it. So we would need a quiver of arrows. And let's get a Falchion. Sorry if I'm, again, we really don't need the knife. And the good thing about the design is that you can go into a character screen right from there, which is really cool. And so, for example, oh, you are not holding anything. Let me give you... what is this guy holding, actually? He has such a good melee. He should get a sword instead of that bullshit thing. But let's give that to Thorismund. Wait, Thorismund has no, he doesn't. That's just an image of a sword. Okay, cool, never mind. And let's say you have 43, 42. Actually, he is probably going to be our archer. Because he has a slightly better archery stat. So we're going to give hat instead to John Johnson, the Rock Bro. And give him this as well. Why not? And we need to arm the peasant, or whatever, the shepherd. We already can't afford a lot of stuff. So let's get rid of this. This club is bullshit anyway. We could give him a... Oh, that's not... I was going to say a spear, but that's not a spear. Do we not have a spear in here? It seems like we do not, which is unfortunate. One of the other good thing to have are some shields. They're pretty cool. So, oh no, wait, there's a spear. Let's give him a militia spear, and let's sell this, and get like a... These are tiny, but they're better than nothing. So let's get like 3 of these, I think. And we need to stop there probably because we're kind of running out of money now. So let's give him the spear. If you don't give him a shield, then he will have, I think, two-handed double grip, so he's gonna get plus 25 damage. But obviously, he's gonna be sort of defenseless a bit. Oh, he also has a shield. I hope I didn't buy too many shields. I did buy too many shields. This guy doesn't. He already has a shield as well. All right, we gotta go and sell this shield at you know, pretty bad value for us. All right, so we kind of build them up. Now that we've done that, we can go and do this mission, which is right here. Like I said, it's a tutorial mission, so it's not very hard. It shouldn't be. Hopefully, I usually I think go in there with 6 people, but because we got a very expensive guy who is going to do most of the killing, I would hope. We didn't really manage to get another dude. So we have some Bennett thugs and a Bennett marksman. They're pretty easy compared to what is to come in the game later on. There's like some undead fantastic creatures. So I guess I should mention the sort of a general note about the world of Battle Brothers, which is that it's fantasy. So there are zombies, skeletons, necromancers, werewolves, orcs, vampires. I think I named all the ones I've seen, but they're gonna be adding more enemies as well. Even though that is there, you currently anyway, maybe this is gonna change. You don't have any wizards of your own. It's not a high fantasy where like, oh, I'm gonna float in the air and shoot electricity out of my nose. That doesn't really happen. So now please take a look at this screen. I'm gonna have a sip of water, and I'm gonna tell you all about tactical screen. That was a delicious sip of tap water. All right, so you can see that we are not going all in one turn. So in this case, it's more like Banner Saga, say, or other games that have similar mechanic. So almost clicked something bad there. Our archer, who is Thorismund here, you can see some of his stats over here. Actually, what we can also do is if we go to the options menu and gameplay, we could always show hit point bars, which really helps. I play it this way. It kind of covers the screen a bit, but it's not too bad. So, for example, you can immediately say and tell that, oh, he's not wearing anything. You can tell that because he isn't, and the portraits change, which is really cool. And I generally like the art style a lot, at least of the characters. But it kind of an additional reminder who's about to die or which of your enemies are about to die, etc. All right, so then he has two actions. You can either do an aim shot, which means that will only be able to do one shot, or you can do two quick shots. So the quick shot, in either case, he can't actually reach the enemy. So first he needs to move. He will spend 4 out of his 9 action points to get here. He won't be able to do the aim shot anymore because that takes 8 AP, and he's not gonna have that. But he will come here now, and he will have a quick shot. It's not great. This guy has a shield, so it's hard to hit him. The shield actually reduces your chances of being hit. So we're gonna fire at 23%, so it's percent based, and again, it's kind of like the whole original XCOM idea, as opposed to Heroes of Might and Magic, where it was, I think the damage was just like directly dealt, because you could, like, you attack someone. Oh no, there was a range, like you can deal from this to this, but the damage was dealt anyway. So it has the same thing here. You won't see that with the arrows because it doesn't say it on the screen, but when you're doing melee, and you'll see in a second, it has percentage to hit, and then what it is, what is the damage that you could potentially deal, plus critical. The criticals, I think they're called in this game like head strikes or something like that. So if you hit someone in the head, sometimes you can decapitate them if you do that. Then that's the critical strike. Or critical hit. Alright, so 23%, we're gonna fire at this bandit thug. That was a miss. Now it's their archer's turn. He missed as well. Then we have our friend Bertwin here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually delay and see what they do. So this is delay, this is past the turn. If I delay, it just goes to the back of the queue, which is very handy. Again, I think this is quite similar to the whole Banner Saga thing. And probably they're not the first game who came up with this, but I think this is just what comes to my mind. Oh wow, this guy is really going for it. He just does not care. Alright, so now the guys with delayed it's their turn. And the mistake I usually make is I go into the spear wall, but it's kind of pointless because when the next turn starts, it's going to be our turn again because we didn't take our turn. We just delayed it for tactical purposes. So here, for example, I could actually go up to this guy and to show you that, and attack him once, I believe. Do a thrust. Oh, with the small shield also, I think you can't do shield wall. Or maybe because I moved. Whatever, never mind. It's a minor thing. You'll figure it out if you play it. So you can see that I have 60% to hit. And then the damage that this weapon is going to do is going to be whatever it says. So it's going to be 25 to 35. And I believe there's always a critical chance. But it's not always sort of discreetly... It's always discreet. It's not always like obvious. I think that's how it works, but I'm not sure. It's never really been a problem, but I don't know how it's actually calculated, etc. All right, so we missed on this guy, and we could now attempt to move away, but he's gonna have a free strike on us if we do so. Hey, unless he ran out of... Is he though? I actually don't remember. Let's find out. Yeah, so he had a free strike, and he hit us pretty hard. And he is... See the little white flag appeared? Means like his situation worsened. He's not feeling very well. He's wavering because he took a lot of damage from the guy because he tried to move away from him while he was in his sphere of influence or whatever that's called. Right, so what we need to do probably is get over here and then put our shield up. We'll wait for the next thing that's going to happen. We can't do the spear wall now, probably, because we only had one spear guy, and he's kind of dead now. Well, he's probably going to die pretty soon. So I'm going to move in, because, again, it's going to be our turn, not their turn. I'm going to move in here, and that's probably a bad idea, but hey, whatever, I already did it. I should have moved in over there. I'll move in over there with this guy. Alright, cool. And when I press this, it's going to be our turn again, which is cool. So he starts, because I guess his initiative is now the highest on the group, maybe. And he has the choice of attacking 2 dudes. 73 and 73, so same thing for both of them. This one's easier to kill, because you can see he's not wearing anything on his head. So we actually killed him straight up. I think that was a critical hit. Let's find out, actually. Does it say? No, I didn't really say. And you can see that these guys got upset about that. They are now afraid because the flag here and flag here, because we killed their friend. We hit him, but only armor took damage. So sometimes it goes through armor, sometimes it kills entire armor and then the health, sometimes just the armor. So I guess there's as far as I understand, there's a modifier for that. So it's not always the same. This guy, yeah, he's not very good at shooting, is he? Distance of 3. That's actually like normal. Yeah, whatever. Just do your best. Just try to hit him. There we go. Yeah, he's now really upset. And notice how their portrait changed depending on how damaged they are. The armor disappears. This guy's armor, whatever he was wearing, got destroyed. So he's gone here, but also you can see like it's in tethers, which is really cool. Tethers? No, it's not tethers. It's tethers. Anyway, you know what I mean. So let's use John Johnson, the rock bro, to attack the guy who's already damaged. Probably a good idea. He could also do a stun attack or knockout attack, which it costs the same, but you can notice that this is 13 fatigue and this is 25 fatigue, so that's gonna be there's the difference in there. If you keep doing like high fatigue stuff, then you won't be able to rest in there when you take the turn, and at some point you'll just be like unable to do anything. You'll just be too tired to do anything. But just for funs, let's try to do it now. Yeah, and he is, I believe he's stunned. There's a little like stars running above his head, which means that he will miss his turn next time. We can even try to stun this one now. And he's also stunned. This guy is amazing. He is the rock bro. And this actually leads us to a bit more annoying thing in the game, which is... Oh, no, he's still fighting. He's not fully given up yet. I can't use the spear wall. Spear wall is pretty good, actually. It's... you put him up, and when someone approaches you, there's a pretty high chance that you will sort of stab them. So they take a bit of damage, and they can't close in on you if you have your spears up, which is kind of like, it makes sense. That's what it would mean. So instead, we'll have to just strike him and kill him. So he's feeling better about himself. His little white flag disappeared. Look at that gore going on down there. So that's pretty cool. And he can attack or move again. Since he's wounded, I'm going to ask him to leave the combat for a bit. And now the expensive guy is finally going to try to do something useful and try to chase the guy down. Now he's going to start running, and that's one of the criticisms that I wanted to mention about the game. It's really annoying. It's like the similar bug hunt to, again, the original XCOM, where often the archer just starts moving away until he reaches the edge of the screen. Like, you have to chase him, and it's really boring. It's probably something that they're going to patch out, but it is there now, unfortunately. Alright, so we have two more guys to kill. Let's just go for it. Who is Bertwin? Yeah, Bertwin sliced him up pretty good. Killed him. Kill him dead. Notice also that if I shoot this guy, there's a chance that my guy's going to get hit. And he's also, because of that, he only has 18% of chance, because the line of fire is blocked. So I would ideally have to potentially move down here. I think then we will have a straight line of fire, and I just never really hit anything, because why would you? Okay, one miss. Oh, it was just one attack, I guess. Oh, he went into a riposte or riposte. Again, sorry about the pronunciation. No, don't really talk about melee combat in medieval times with anyone, sort of, out loud. So I usually read about it. So I don't really know the pronunciations. But that's what that does is, now if I miss my next attack on him, he will have a chance to... He'll counterattack, essentially, but only if I miss. But if I don't miss, then it's kind of doesn't do anything. But it's a pretty useful, again, tactical thing to have. So yeah, he's going to pass up his turn. And the expensive guy is going to try to catch up with that cowardly archer. Right, so let's just kill him. I'm not gonna like mess around. Oh, I missed, and he had a chance to strike back, but he also missed. And we hit him. Who did he fire at? I don't know. And see, we're in that mode where like I can't permanently ask this guy to be left alone, because if I had that option, I would do that. I think like some of the Civilization games have that, where it's like, oh, just leave this unit alone. It's asleep. I think that's exactly what it's called. It's like putting them in sleep mode or to sleep or whatever. Okay, so we just still need to kill this guy. So I'm just gonna move in on him and please attack. All right, he's dead. And now I just have to press this a lot or press enter. Until the rich guy catches up with... where did he go? Well, there he is. Now if he moves out, he will actually have to... he will be opened up to a free strike from the rich dude. So, we're just gonna stop there. And next turn, we're not gonna use them. He's the archer. If he moves away... Oh, he tried to actually attack me. He swapped out his weapon, his bow for a melee weapon. Our archer, for example, doesn't have it now, but if he did, he could be able to use that. He would be able to use that. So again, this guy I don't need, and we're gonna attack him. And there's also like a knockback if you have a shield, or if your shield is big enough, I believe, or maybe any shield actually. We just move him away from you. Could have a tactical use. He's still alive, unfortunately. Like I said, Buck Hunt continues. We have to do this again. Right, he's gonna strike probably. Didn't really work out for him. He is an archer after all, not really a melee dude. So we are hopefully gonna kill him. Wow, he really doesn't want to go down that easy. Alright, there we go. He's dead now. Okay, so and this is your stats screen you receive after every battle. So you see that Bertwin killed 3 guys, and then Sir Grim killed 1, and oh no, Steiner killed 1 as well. Well done, Steiner. I mean, for a shepherd, not too bad. And these guys didn't, and then the damage they received, the XP they gained. I believe Bertwin actually leveled up now. And then the loot you get, you obviously can choose to not take it, but that would be silly, so you should take all of it. Most of the time you should take all of it. Sometimes there's something that is ruined and useless, then you should probably leave it behind. Alright, so we're gonna leave that place, and it's paused, go back to the town. The guys be like, oh, hi, how's it going? Thank you. There's the money, and... How much money did we make, actually? We make 500 coin, or whatever. And that's how it goes. And then you go to the market, and then you can sell some of the stuff. Probably a good idea first to equip your guys. You'll notice that some of the stuff is damaged. If it's damaged and on your person, it will be automatically repaired. If it's damaged and in here, then you'd have to alt right click, I believe, and then that would be repaired. That we get a repair symbol on the item that you have. We got some pretty cool stuff from this first battle, like that. Those things would be very useful. Like we can put it on the guy, and they see the port immediately changes, which is very cool. It's very nice. Now, one of them, Bertwin here, because he did a lot of killing, has with his the Falcon. Again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, which is pretty cool because we chose the right weapon for him. I think it worked out. Is what I'm trying to say. Perks. So unless you do 3 in each group, then at which point you'll be able to move down here and then down here. You can only do the first tier. So you got offensive ones, you got defensive ones, you got utility ones. I'm not gonna go through all of them. They're pretty cool generally, and you know, you should level up your characters in terms of what role you're trying to assign them. And this is kind of what you lose when your guys die, and they will die. I mean, the game is pretty difficult. Even on normal difficulty, there will be situations, if you're not careful, you're gonna lose them pretty easily. And that's why, like, when you lose them, then even if you get a nice guy with a good armor and maybe his stats are okay, he's not gonna have the perks, at least in the current state of the game. Maybe in the future that will be something that we'll have. So, for example, something I like to give, if I have a very offensive unit, like this guy seems pretty good at what his job is. Melee skill is 63. You know, he's ready. He's gonna go and kill some enemies. I like to give him fast adaptation, which you gain plus 15 chance to hit after missing an opponent. Very similar to something in the modern XCOM. The FireX XCOM has a similar skill. So that lights up, and now he has that. But obviously that's just a perk, and you can also just level up his stuff. Again, for example, here we could level up his melee, make him even more. I don't know why this doesn't correspond. I think it's because of the sword. Like, this is the current one with the sword, possibly because you can see they're not really exactly the same thing. So let's say this, then give him melee defense. Melee defense is the chance of being hit. So the higher this is, the more it's kind of like dodge, really. So that's a pretty good thing to have. And then, like, for example, maximum fatigue is a really good thing to have. Another very useful perk is, which is it? There's one sec. This one, Colossus. It gives you 25% on your HP, which is really good. If you have like 60, then you get like 15 HP on top of that just for having this. And as your HP grows as you level up, like this thing just gives you more and more. So that's quite nice. So what we're going to do now is I am going to talk about some of the overall the map stuff. I already mentioned some of the things, but there's one like currently sort of another annoying thing I wanted to point out for this version. Obviously, I mean, you know, probably most of the stuff I'm criticizing here because it's an early access game is going to be fixed. But before that is fixed, you are... Oh, wow, we got a big bow. Nice. I mean, people still pay money for this, so... let's... You know, we could actually do it right here. We need to get a Caravan Mission. No. Protect the Caravan. Yeah, okay, for example. So, there's 3 kinds of missions. Take a message to a place, which is reach that place, and you get a little amount of money. Then you get medium amount of money if you're protecting a caravan, and then you get a lot of money if you are raising a place, destroying some kind of thing. Find ruins of Firen. So this should probably give us... Oh, this is just find them. You don't actually have to do anything. So that mission isn't here. So far, it's again like kind of like a messenger thing, but you need to also come back. But you can kind of think of them as like the hard, the medium, and easy missions. So instead of going to the different different save game, let's actually agree to the Caravan Mission, and then leave. And you'll see that our caravan, it has the gold coin on it. It leaves the town. So what you need to do, you need to escort it. It's an escort mission, you know, the video game favorite. The other ones are not yours. They're not. You don't. That's not about you. So you follow this guy around. By the way, as you're doing this, your stuff gets fixed, your heroes get healed, etc. This is when that happens, when you're in the world map. And you have to do this. Like, there is no way to attach your character to the caravan for it to be like, yeah, just follow it or something like that. That you will have to manually be around, and you can't just be like go like really ahead of the caravan, because then you... Oh, there we go. Oh god, we need to... Wow, that... Hey, I'm gonna stop because I may just lose the game here. Because if you go too far away or you lag too far behind, you will lose sight, and they can be attacked. Like as they're going passing the forest, you see that those bandits just came out. They will attack the caravan. You have like 2 seconds to react, maybe 3. And if you don't are not close enough and click it, then you lose your mission. And there's no really penalty for it, except that you wasted your time and you consumed the gold and you consumed the food. And there's nothing you can do about it. So it's a bit annoying sort of mechanic like that, but you know, it is what it is. Probably something that's going to be fixed. It seems like the most work went into the tactical stuff, and there hasn't really been that much work put into the strategic stuff. There isn't even like that many places to visit, etc. So I would be very interested to see how like all of this changes, because that would be probably some of the cool stuff's going to be happening there. So now that we've mentioned that, let me actually show you my my other team. Load campaign. I believe it's this one. To show you like some of the perks I've chosen, and this is like maybe 4 hours into the game, so I got 10 people out of 12. 12 is the maximum you can have, and you can see some of them are pretty well stocked out. So these are the pristine Kiwis. They're named after the people in the gaming community that I am a member of. So for this guy's like Chizopath the Brute is the Brute. He's really good at bashing people's heads in. Then we have like sort of a general a fighter guy. This is our dude with a crossbow. Then we have Perna the Tall, who is also kind of into killing stuff. And I think most perks I have is only 2. I thought I had someone with 3, but maybe not. So you've seen, for example, here I've given the archers the student and the Pathfinder skill. Pathfinder basically makes them easier for them to traverse the tactical terrain, which is really cool. And then we have this is again a Warhammer is really good to bash armor. So you could, for example, have like Arb and Kadzi work together. So Arb would bash the armor, and then Kadzi would go in and chop their head off. So again, synergy, pretty cool. Some of the perks that they come with, interesting ones. For example, this guy is loyal, so hence the loyal, I called him. And he's a bit of a brute, so he does he's a higher. When he does a critical, he does higher damage, but his melee skill is lower because of that, because he's a bit of a brute. All right, and then you can see some of the armor, some of the more advanced stuff. Like, so this is closed flat top helmet, looks pretty cool, menacing, and we have the Zweihander here, or the great sword, and this guy has the same one. So there's a really cool thing with this sword is you can do a swing, and you can hit 3 guys, which is really nice. But you gotta be careful, because if one of the guys is your guy, he's not gonna stop. He's gonna swing around and kill them all. Well, harm them all. This one actually has a story where he did that in the army, and then he was expelled. And this is a reinforced male coif. Again, coif. I guess that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure. And you can see that this guy's really tough, but like this one is very, very. Eric was very recently purchased or hired, and so he doesn't have any of the stuff. He looks menacing, and he is pretty good in terms of his skills. And he kind of came with good armor, all that, which is armor that I can't really buy, actually, at this point in the game. But he doesn't have any of the stuff, because he hasn't really been with the guys that much. And, for example, my character here has already 2, and a lot of the other ones have already 2 perks unlocked, because they've been around for some time. And then the amount of perks goes down a bit. Actually, this has only 1, and then he has none. So that's kind of, I guess, what you would expect your troops to look like after, I don't know, again, like 4 hours maybe into this campaign. So now what I'm going to show you is, because we've only seen humans so far, and humans are so far only units you can hire, I'm going to show you some of the... Let's actually get to... I believe I pressed quit, I just go to main menu, yeah. And some of the scenarios. Because they have other creatures, which you will... Okay, they didn't work for a bit, but now it did. Which you will also encounter in the game. So let's see, who is this? So where's our map? Full of terrain. Well, no, early game. I think these are humans. Against overwhelming odds. Defend the hill. Are these humans? I don't remember. Oh, there we go. For example, line battle orcs. Let's give this a go. So you get to see what the orcs look like. There's going to be quite a bit of them, so I'm not going to go into the whole choosing the gear stuff. Again, you can see some of the gear that's available, and a lot of it is pretty cool. But we're not going to do that, because I'm just going to show you, I want to show you the units. So, this is a line battle against the orcs. These are the orcs. The orc berserker, he does what he's named like. Orc young is just like a normal soldier orc, and then I think they also have an orc leader. I believe if I keep pressing this for a bit, we should see him in a second. He's just dressed in like a red leather stuff. Looks pretty cool, and he is rather badass. But I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it to just wait for him to show up. It may probably be more interesting if you discover him by yourself. So that's the orc one. Now let's retreat. And I believe there's also one with the zombies. So you get an idea of what kind of enemies you're gonna meet. Maybe this is the one with who is this with? I'm gonna start the battle. Not gonna wait for it. Not gonna do all this stuff. Oh no, this is with the werewolves, and there should be vampires as well. So I'm gonna, yeah. You can see here how many people are there in wolves. We have 7 of our dudes. There's a vampire. A very Chaos Reborn style, sort of coming out of nowhere and into existence. They're not very strong, but they're hard to hit. And this guy can't really do anything. But they're fragile, but they're hard to hit. I think if we come over here, then we can go all crossbow in his face, which misses. Oh, that's not very good. I could try and retreat. Yes, that didn't work. And he's probably gonna get murdered. So the vampire, yeah, killed him pretty bad. Let's try and attack the vampire. See, they're not that hard to kill, except that they come out of nowhere. They can land anywhere, so it is pretty tough. What is that modifier this guy has? I actually don't know. All right. So those are the vampires and the werewolves. And there's also skeletons and stuff, skeleton zombies and the Necromancer. And there's also like the zombies are called Wiederganger, I think, or Wiederganger, which is like they're going again. So, and they can be also resurrected. They're very annoying. So let's see if we can take a look at the zombies. So retreat here. And they're still hissing. There's a lot of hissing, actually. And if you tab out of the game, the music goes away, but the hissing stays, which is pretty funny. So I think potentially... Oh boy, I don't remember. Maybe this is this one? Sorry if I'm gonna load the wrong one here. I don't know if this is the... Yeah, alright, so this is the Wiederganger, the zombie dude. Can I actually... No, I can't. I can just try to do that. So if you kill him, there's a chance that they will come back, like one of them will come back every turn. But also the Necromancer is gonna mess your stuff up because he is gonna be actively resurrecting him as part of his action. And so as soon as it's advised that as soon as you find the Necromancer, you make him a priority and you kill the crap out of him, because otherwise, like, things are not gonna go very well for you. So that's actually, let's see if more of them sort of show up, so you can see the sort of, because they look all different, they don't look all the same. Oh, and also the Necromancer, interestingly, can turn one of your dead into the zombies, which is pretty cool. So again, kind of like an XCOM where a Chrysalid, you know, kills your dude, and then he comes back as a zombie, and then turns into Chrysalid, blah blah, something like that. So similar. See that this guy, and you can tell which humans they were made of. So they will also like they will look like your dudes, and you may have seen like a human character looking like that, and then you encounter a zombie character looking like that. So there's a continuation sort of what things look like, which is pretty cool. Wow, I'm surprised that actually landed. Let's try one more time. Oop, that was dangerous. All right, so this is pretty much what I wanted to show you in this video. I mean, this is probably long enough as it is, but it is a strategy game, you know, tactical combat, turn-based. It takes a bit longer usually to talk about something like this as opposed to some other stuff. Apart from the critical stuff that I've mentioned, you know, they're mostly to do with the outside world, with the strategy world, or strategy level of the map. And it seems like from what they've described that this is going to be improved upon in the coming months. And, well, I mean, the goal is to release it fully in a year, which it seems like it's enough time. I think there's like a four person team that is working on the game. So, you know, it sounds like the amount of time they would need to finish everything they were going to do. So there's going to be a story campaign, according to the Steam page anyway. There's going to be things that, like, choice you need to make outside the combat. So like an FTL type thing. It sounds to me like an FTL type thing, which is pretty cool. I do like the FTL kind of type thing. And there will be other characters. There will be non-combat characters to join you. This probably sounds more, again, like Might and Magic kind of thing, where you probably have someone like a medic who helps you heal. I don't know, I'm just imagining this stuff. But there are greater plans for the non-combat aspect of the game and the campaign aspect of the game, which is pretty basic currently. But again, it's something you need to keep in mind if you're thinking about spending the £15 or the $20 on the early access of the game, or version of the game. And it is going to increase in price. That's their policy. So it's going to be a bit more. It doesn't say how much, but it's going to be more expensive when it does come out. One more thing, probably, which is not really. I know not everyone is sort of inclined to find that annoying in a game, but it's not really annoying. It's sort of I'm always weirded out when there is a game where there are no female characters completely. I understand it's called Better Brothers or whatever. But there's not. It's like in Arma 3, where there's no women at all for whatever reason, which is, I assume they're not trying to have some kind of terrible political message in this, but it's really weird. For me, it's almost like immersion breaking that you are in a world where there are only zombies and vampires and men, which is kind of weird. I mean, it would be cool to have female warriors as well, which I think, because it would look a bit more realistic in many ways, because it is a fantasy, like, medieval type world, and there is no reason why there would not be like some kind of female Viking warrior type women fighting stuff and slashing things apart. Anyway, that's pretty much it that's all I wanted to say. Like I said, you can either buy this on Steam or from their own website. I think it's a bit cheaper if you get it on their own website. In terms of, well, it is cheaper for the UK people because of the money conversion thing. Steam is a bit more expensive, all that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did so, please consider supporting it any way you can, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.